All right, welcome back, guys. It's your favorite people you hate to listen to. Thank you for tuning in to 4/4 of a Whole Idiot. My name is Austin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Austin Specht.
Gang, skeet, skeet.
Brett Shevlin.
Am I supposed to say something else?
Okay, and Noah Druin.
Hello.
Remember to go check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any social media that you feel the need to type 4QWI on. We're probably there. And if you want to support your boys, go cop that fly new 4QWI gear. Head over to merchroom.com and type in discount code 4QWI for 10% off your purchase. Tell them that your boy Austin sent you for no bonus discount.
Dang.
Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Why didn't you introduce Brett?
Yeah, like just fuck me, right?
What? I did. Hold on.
You
Time
did
out.
not.
I did. Did it not pick that up?
I heard it. I heard him introduce Brett.
I did not
didn't.
hear anything.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I said
Let's
Brett
all
right
let's all
after
have
I
a moment of silence. We'll let Brett do his own introduction.
It's the same thing.
I
All
need
right, so-
multiple moments of silence. That's how important I am.
Listen, Brett, you blew your moment. You lost your spot. All right. Anyways, so today we're just going to get right into the fantasy portion of the show. We're going to start it off with our start and sits. Going down the line, starting with quarterbacks. Mr. Austin Specht over there has got the juice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know I do. The only thing I'm good at picking, goddammit. All right. I'll start with my first start of the week. I am undoubtedly starting Matthew Stafford against the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, my.
When Brett said to sit him, he went out and threw 4 touchdowns to the same guy.
Yep.
And I'm not looking for him to have an Aaron Rodgers-esque game against the Oakland Raiders, but I am looking for him to have another multiple touchdown game, especially with Kerryon Johnson still being out. Oakland has allowed the most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. So there you go. That's all you got to say.
Oh, that's a good start, actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Gardner Minshew is my other one.
Ooh.
He has a mustache. Okay, moving on. Anyways,
It's a mustache.
I think he's gonna go. I think he's gonna put up a pretty good game against the Texans in London. Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good one.
I know Nick Foles is not ready to come back, but I know he's like available to come back starting this week. I think if the Jaguars take Gardner Minshew out, they're dumb. So I can't imagine Nick Foles coming back and taking the job. So I'm starting Gardner Minshew. Moving on to my sits. I'm sitting Carlos Wentz. I'm sitting Carson Wentz of the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know. I'm just pissed he's not throwing to Zach Ertz that much.
Oh, aren't we all?
It's physically
Yeah.
bothering me. I don't know. I don't think, a lot of people are saying that he's going to have a bounce back performance, but against the Bears, I just can't imagine it being this game. So I'm sitting him against Chicago. That's just, a killer defense. And another sit. Did I have another sit? No, I didn't, but fuck Baker Mayfield. Sit him all.
Love to hear that.
That's all I got.
Okay, well, moving on to the running back portion, which I, as a matter of fact, have. I'm going to start with Le'Veon Bell being my start of the week. Even though he's kind of been playing like shit all season rather. He's playing the Dolphins. So
All right, moving
on. Yeah, that's all I need.
What other piece of
Moving on to the next sit. Not sit. I got Jalen Samuels home against the Indianapolis Colts. James Conner is not looking likely to play, and neither is his backup, Benny Snell. And the Colts are currently allowing 4.8 yards per carry and are surrendering 111 rushing yards per game. So I think Samuels is in a nice position to be a solid RB2 this week and possibly even have RB1 upside if he can really get it going.
I concur.
Yeah, we know you concur.
The council agrees.
Shut the fuck up.
And then moving on to the sit category, my first sit of the evening will be Mr. Melvin Gordon of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's playing home against the Green Bay Packers, which is kind of a favorable matchup for the running back position. However, Melvin Gordon hasn't done absolutely anything all season. He's the most rushing yards he's had in a game this season is 32, and that's on 16 attempts
Wow.
against the Titans. I know the Titans have a good defense, but come on. 32, that's 2 yards per carry. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything this week against the Packers. It being an inviting matchup, he might find the end zone, but I mean, all the pass catching duties are really kind of given to Austin Eckler at this point. So I think if Gordon doesn't even find the end zone, I don't think he's posting any numbers up this week. And with that said, we're going to be moving on to my sit number 2, who's big man Jordan Howard. I don't know why I said big man, but he's Jordan Howard, home against Chicago, and the Bears obviously possessing one of the best defenses in the league right now. They're only allowing 3.8 yards per carry and allow 86 rushing yards per game, which is not a whole lot. So if Jordan, like same situation with Melvin Gordon, if Jordan Howard does not find the end zone, he's not barely even a flex play. So I'm going to keep both of those guys on my bench if I got them. Brett, what do you say for wide receivers?
Well, I'm glad, Specht, you alluded to Matt Stafford this week against Oakland, because I got Marvin Jones Jr.
Tell him.
4 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. Oakland pass defense is just absolutely horrid. Yeah, even Kenny Golladay isn't getting the same amount of looks as he's been getting. In the beginning of the season.
Wait. Don't talk bad about Kenny Golladay, man. He just posted over 100 yards last week. He had like 2 touchdowns.
And where was he against Minnesota?
Okay.
He was invisible. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
this
is
Marvin Jones, baby.
That's what happens when you got Xavier Rhodes on you all game.
This is Austin's new Sterling Shepard. You know how
he loves Kenny Golladay,
he loves
man.
Kenny Golladay.
I still love Sterling Shepard.
Really
He's been hurt a lot. But yeah, I think I've had Kenny Golladay for the past 3 seasons or something.
Every time we mentioned Sterling Shepard, he literally got hard. We'd be like, "Oh yeah, the New York Giants," and he'd be like, "Who?"
It's funny because you're so true. Yeah, I love the fact that you dropped him earlier in the season because I picked him right up. So that means every season that Sterling Shepard has been in the NFL, I have had him on my fantasy football team.
Yeah, I looked you in your eyes and I drafted him.
Yeah, and I was thoroughly upset.
But now you can have him.
Yeah, have him back. He's been hurt.
Yeah, but when he comes back, man, him and Danny Dimes, they got a connection like you wouldn't believe.
No.
Keep saying that.
All right, watch when he comes back.
I'm sorry. I thought this was Brett's turn.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, go ahead, Brett. What are you talking about?
Allen Robinson versus Philadelphia is my other start.
Yes.
We all know how bad Philadelphia is against the pass. Allen Robinson leads his team in targets pretty much every week. And, the Bears are going to take him. Yeah, the Bears are going to have to pass the ball in this one. Philadelphia does have a pretty good run defense. And, Mitch Trubisky has really been like freaking sucking recently. So I wouldn't completely put my faith in Mitch, but like volume alone, I think Allen Robinson is a tremendous play this week. And then moving on to my sits, we got Terry McLaurin versus Buffalo.
Ooh.
Case Keenum is questionable right now, so that's a big concern. If Case Keenum doesn't play, like literally sit anyone on Washington because Dwayne Haskins is hash brown garbo. And and then my other sit is Mohamed Sanu. I know what you guys are saying, but Brett, the Baltimore Ravens have the second worst pass defense. I don't care.
Wait, they do? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Where did that come from? Is that true?
I'm sorry, second best.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's.
You didn't know what you were saying at all.
I almost dropped dead, dude. I was like, what?
Yeah, no. Jimmy Smith will be back this week, their stud corner, and then obviously they just traded for Marcus Peters. I think the Patriots are gonna really struggle, and I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it later on in the podcast, but like, I think this is gonna be a really, really close game. I think if the Patriots really want to stay in it, they need to run the ball with some consistency. Sony Michel, I think, is only averaging like 3.2 yards a carry this season. Like, they're one of the worst ranked run teams in the league. But that's going to have to change because Baltimore's pass defense, like I said, second best in the league. So I would sit Mohamed Sanu, not to mention the fact that, he's still fairly new. Tom Brady takes a while for him to build chemistry with, new guys. I mean, for God's sakes, freaking Jacoby Myers has been in the system now for like 4 or 5 months and he still won't even look his way. So, yeah.
Can I make a counter argument real quick? Because when Antonio Brown came to the Patriots, his debut was pretty good. He had like 5 catches for like 50 or something yards and a touchdown.
Oh, okay. That was against Miami.
No, well, not only that, Tom Brady needs someone who's, over the age of, 27 and has played in the NFL long enough. So, like, of course he's going to throw to the best receiver in football.
All right. That's fair, but
that's pretty convincing.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you, Brett. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm optimistic for him. I think he's going to do good for the Patriots. I don't know if it's going to be immediate or not, but
yeah, I think he'll develop, more chemistry and, be a big contributor later on in the season. For right now, I would find it hard to start Sanu right away.
Thank you, Brett.
All right, now to the most. Is that it, Brett?
Yeah, that's it.
Now to the most exciting.
Oh boy,
been on my edge of my seat.
Let me prepare for this. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the defenses this time.
Whoa!
Whoa! I only have.
Why are you doing that, man? Don't go off the script.
Okay, so my first sit for defenses is the Houston Texans versus the Jaguars in London on Sunday. They just lost J.J. Watt for the season, and Gardner Minshew impressed me last week. I think the Texans are a solid sit this week. I think the Jaguars. We'll get to what I think about the Jaguars in the context of this season, but I think Texans are a safe sit. And my other sit is the Baltimore Ravens versus the New England Patriots. The Ravens have a good defense. Obviously, just added Peters. They're getting what is his name, Brett? You just brought his name up. The other corner.
Jimmy Smith. Yeah.
Patriots obviously have a very high-powered offense. I think this is going to be a pretty high-scoring affair. I've been wrong many times before in my predictions of games, but I have a feeling that the Ravens aren't going to be a defense you want to start this week. The only hard start I have this week for defenses is the Cowboys versus the Giants. Daniel Jones. Does anybody want to take a guess as to how many times he's fumbled without looking? Just
7.
Any other guesses?
4.
I bet it's higher than 7. I feel like you're asking because it's some crazy.
So Daniel Jones has committed 15 turnovers this season.
Holy shit! Really?
Seven of those are interceptions. 8 of them are fumbles. He has fumbled the ball more times than he's turned the ball over via throwing it to somebody else. I think the Cowboys are going to be a fantastic start this week. They're at New Jersey, technically New Jersey, playing the Giants, but I think the Cowboys are going to have a freaking feast against Daniel Jones, and that's it. That's all I got for defenses, and then I'll just throw in. I'll throw in start the Bills versus the Redskins. No explanation needed.
What about Will Lutz?
Yeah,
start him.
How did he do last week, Specs? Do you have a report on that?
You do your tight ends real quick, and I'll get that for you.
My advice is don't start Mike Nugent in kicker because he got cut by the Patriots. That's my sit.
Did Gostkowski come back?
What?
Did Gostkowski come back?
No, we have Nick Folk now. The Patriots picked up Nick Folk.
Oh, better.
Yes.
Better kicker.
It was not kicked since 2017, but we'll see what happens. Anyways,
he was okay when he did it.
I have no definitive sit for tight end. You know which tight ends are worth starting, and the other ones are worth sitting. I have 2 random starts with almost no empirical evidence to provide to you. One of them, I'm glad you mentioned Matt Stafford, and also, who did you mention, Brett?
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones. So I am saying start TJ Hawkinson versus the Raiders this week. He has not had any good games at all since week 1, but he is facing the Raiders, who are just not a good team. We've already covered twice now how god-awful their defense is. Maybe this will be a bounce-back game for Hawkinson. He has not had a fantasy-worthy start since week 1. Raiders are allowing third most fantasy points against tight ends. Why not? If you have them, why not? My other start, this is with the caveat that Delaney Walker does not start. I have Jonnu Smith from the Tennessee Titans as a start against the Panthers this week. In the last 2 games, Jonnu Smith has had 9 catches for 142 yards and a touchdown, and Carolina's allowed 32.8 points to tight ends in standard PPR leagues over the last 2 games. So, why not? He might be someone to snag real quick and see if he can keep some momentum going. And the Panthers seem like a defense in which he could do that against. And that's it. That's it for my tight ends and defenses. I can't wait to do this in another 3 or 4 weeks. Quarterbacks, here I come.
Quick update on Will Lutz. Of course, because I spoke his name, his the letters.
1 point.
Of
Tell me
his
it was
name,
1 point.
No, that would be funny. He did have his second worst game of the year.
Okay.
2 points.
He missed a field goal, and he made 4 extra points, all culminating to a whopping 6 points. The only game that's been worse is the week 3 against Seattle. He had 3 points. And don't start Will Lutz this week because he's on the bye.
Oh, good info.
Good
Good
advice.
analysis. Yeah.
Sweet content.
sweet content.
Okay, so kind of moving on from the fantasy aspect, we still are not moving on from it, continuing to dive into it. Anybody have a pickup of the week or a drop?
I do.
Let's hear it.
So my pickup, you're gonna love this, is Danny Amendola from the Detroit
God
Lions.
damn it, you
I
stole
love
my
it.
guy.
I love that.
Stole my guy.
So I think he's a pretty sneaky pickup. Maybe not. 10 teams you could maybe stash him just in case as a little bit of a sleeper pick. But I think in 12-team leagues and up, I think he's worth picking up. He's averaging 8 catches for 100 yards in the last 2 games. He somehow found his connection with Stafford that he hasn't really had this season, and I don't know, why not pick up Danny Amendola?
Jump on the Lions train.
Yes.
Facts. What's going on?
Choo.
Anybody else have a pickup?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead, Austin.
Sorry to cut you off. This one's kind of, I don't know. I'm a little iffy on him, but I did pick him up this week. Mark Walton he's the running back.
God.
I think that's a definite pickup.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
he's a starting running back, man. He's gonna get volume. I'm not saying he's gonna get 20 carries a game, but I don't know. Like I said, he's gonna be the starting back without Kenyon Drake there anymore. I think he's going to be the clear starter.
Okay, what did Kenyon Drake do in Miami, and what did Kenyon Drake do last night? Like,
well, I mean, yeah, I guess
Miami just ruins everyone.
Not Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, not Ryan Fitzmagic, man.
That's true.
He's still out there. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But he's my guy to pick up. He's currently been picked up by 37% of leagues within the last week. So
Wow.
Still available on just about half though. So yeah, go look that way.
Thank you, Austin.
Sweet. I have a drop. You're gonna look. Actually, I'll do my start first. Fucking Christ. I'll do my pickup first. I alluded to this not that long ago. I think it's time not to drop Zach Ertz, but to pick up Dallas Goedert. Not because he's reeling in 10 catches a game, but he seems to be a common end zone target. He has a touchdown in both of his last games. So I don't know. I think especially with Zach Ertz, dying or whatever the hell happened to him. I think Dallas Goedert's a good look. And then my pickup, another pickup, is the Houston Texans kicker.
Okay.
Oh.
Kanye here, man. Double digits his last double digits
Kimey.
last 2 games. Going up against Jacksonville, they're gonna be. I don't know. I feel like he's just gonna get his fair chance at that kicking that ball.
I
He's
need
gonna
to
get his
commend
boot
you.
on.
I think you're the first person this is now our 5th episode, to ever recommend picking up a kicker. So I gotta give you massive recognition for that.
He's only owned in 65%. And my drop is Baker Mayfield, because fuck Baker Mayfield.
Good content.
I also have a drop, if I may present that to the Council
Yeah,
of
please,
Elders.
let's hear it.
Also from the Detroit Lions, I'm saying drop. Drop Ty Johnson from the Detroit Lions. Purportedly going into last week, I think against the Giants, he was supposed to be the starting running back for the Lions. And Kerryon Johnson was a startable running back pretty much every week. But now that he is gone for the season, it seemed like Ty Johnson was going to take over that mantle. But what we ended up seeing was that they were definitely going with a committee over in Detroit. Ty Johnson got the second most carries with 7, and Trey Carson had 12. And Paul Perkins and J.D. McKissick also had 4 carries combined. So I don't really think there's any running back rosterable on that Detroit offense right now. Ty Johnson was like the hottest pickup of last week in fantasy, at least one of them, but I don't think he's worth having or anybody really on the Lions rushing game. However, according to the 4QWI squad, pick up literally anybody that catches or throws a ball on that team.
Yeah.
Like Matt Stafford, and then you're gonna Kerryon Johnson's hurt, but you need the whole gang: Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay, the defense,
Danny Amendola,
who the fuck's their kicker?
Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson, yep.
Yeah,
Prater.
Matt. Yeah, there you go, Matt Prater. All right. Anyone else got anything?
I have a drop, and
Sure.
my drop is Chase Edmonds.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, Kenyon Drake got traded to the Arizona Cardinals last week.
No way.
Yeah, he got out of that hellhole. And
Into a slightly more not sinking ship. Just a little bit. He's a little bit above the water now.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, we'll talk about it. Go on.
yeah, we'll talk about Thursday Night Football. But yeah, Kenyon Drake like literally went off last night. I mean, his performance was like, I think we all knew that he had that type of potential, but he was just kind of getting wasted away on a bad team. And with him there, and hopefully David Johnson can get healthy, it looks like Chase Edmonds will now move down in the depth chart to the 3rd string running back. And yeah, unless David Johnson's injury like continues for like a couple more weeks, I would not bother rostering Chase Edmonds. So yeah, I would drop him.
Oh, hold on, fellas. Brett, to your point earlier about your for your wide receiver, I got an action update, a 4QWI action update.
Whoa!
As of
Hit the buzzer.
As of 5 minutes ago, reported by the NFL.com, Dwayne Haskins will be starting in Washington for Washington.
Ooh,
Wow.
See, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, they're
Sit Terry
skipping-
McLaurin.
Action update.
They're sitting. I guess they're not going to go with Colt McCoy, and they are going to go with Dwayne Haskins, which is
How about that?
interesting.
we'll see how it pans out for him.
All right, Austin, move us on. What do we got?
All right, so moving on to the next order of business here. I'm not sure if anybody actually has anything for this. Do you guys have any buy low or sell highs?
I personally do not.
I don't think any of us do.
I do not.
I mean, I could pull one out of my ass if you want to give me like 6 seconds.
1,
Uh,
2, 3,
Hold on.
4,
I got it. Hold on.
5.
I think a lot of people are going to be high on Emmanuel.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, that's a good one.
I agree.
You came up with
If you
that.
have him, move him. I think someone's going to be willing to shell out for him. So yeah, move on.
I agree. I mean, also just kind of because you brought him up, I think the 49ers is a really good fit for Emmanuel Sanders. He's looking really good over there so far.
Yeah, he is. He got me like 27 points, and I'm still projected to lose by 30. So what does that tell you? And
That's not his fault.
seven receptions for 112 yards and a touchdown. I mean, I think it's his best game of the year. Is it? It is. Nope. Hold on. Yeah, fuck it. I think it is.
Yeah, fuck it. I think it is. What good evidence. Okay. Noah, I heard that you have some sort of mystery for us, and
Yes.
we've all been very eager to hear this. Can you please reveal what you want to talk about?
Yes. So, as y'all know, this is going to be a mid-season prediction episode. Once we get to that part, which we're gearing up to get to, but what I'd like to do right now is to go over, according to ESPN, the 16 fantasy football undroppables, and
Ooh.
we're gonna go over each one of them. Just give me like a yes or no if you agree that this person should indeed stay undroppable according to ESPN.
I already know a few of these, and oh man, okay.
Going
I like
off of
this
this
topic.
season alone. So I just need a yes or a no. If you want to throw some more stuff out there, go ahead. But we're gonna start with quarterback. The lone undroppable quarterback is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yep.
the next. So that's it. That's
Hey,
it.
Tom
for
Brady's not
quarterbacks.
undroppable, or Aaron
No,
Rodgers?
no,
are
it
they-
is
what?
just Patrick Mahomes is the only undroppable
Wow.
quarterback.
That's shocking.
Wow.
Okay.
Moving on to running backs. The first one that is listed here is David Johnson.
He's like, I don't know if I would like
hurt all the time.
2016 David Johnson. Yeah, that's an undroppable. This
But
season,
maybe not. I mean, obviously, don't drop him, but like, you don't need David Johnson. You could trade
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's iffy.
Because that's
Okay.
what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at like hit the drop button. I'm looking at like you need this person on your team. Don't trade him. Don't drop him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not gonna. No dumbass is gonna drop any of these guys. But like,
Unless you're Dana.
yeah, unless you're, yeah.
Whoa.
Remember when he dropped
Le'Veon
Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, like prime Le'Veon Bell, not Jets Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah,
Like
that was like
prime
3 seasons ago.
So next we have Saquon Barkley from the Giants.
Yeah.
Quan?
It's pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
Yep. Keep him.
James Conner from the Steelers.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
I don't
one.
know, man.
Austin,
I
you're
don't
pretty
know.
high on that guy.
Well, I was last season when he was on my team, and now I actually have him in one of our other leagues. And I don't know, he's not bad by any means, but
He's
he's
finally
just
started doing something.
yeah, very well. I mean,
Finally.
because he played Miami, but the season overall, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's an undroppable. He's definitely a key part of the offense, but maybe not a fantasy offense.
So next we have Todd Gurley II as an undroppable.
Oh no,
Not
you can
this
you can
season.
probably fucking drop him this season. To be honest with you, what has that guy done?
He scored
Ah,
like
that's-
7 touchdowns.
And he's still
Yeah.
like ranked like fantasy running back 23 or something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck. about the
unfortunately,
touchdowns.
I took him with like the 6th pick in our draft this season. Massive regret. I don't really know what I was
Well.
thinking. And we're gonna move on. Mr.
Zeke
Ezekiel
is an
Elliott,
undroppable, yeah.
yeah,
Move on, that one's easy.
I'm not mad with that.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No question. Alvin Kamara is the final running back that is
Yep.
I don't.
undroppable. Yeah.
I mean, usually I would
What?
say yeah, but this
What?
season,
Shut up. No, you're wrong. Shut up.
No, yeah, that's literally stupid. Okay, wide receivers. First one, DeAndre Hopkins.
yeah, I'm good with
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Julio Jones.
Good with
Yep.
Yep. Odell Beckham Jr.
No.
Yeah. He's. I
No.
think he's lost that status as of right now.
that. He's just undroppable because his name. That's it.
Big facts.
Next, we have Devonte Adams from the Packers. He's
Oh.
been hurt for like half the season now, but
When he's healthy, yeah, but
Yeah.
not right now.
Fun
but
fact,
it's hard to say for this season. Sorry,
yeah,
Spec. Go ahead.
this season he's ESPN ranked wide receiver 55.
Yeah.
But
So
when he has played, he still hasn't been too good, but he has 2 games over 100 yards, so that's pretty nice.
next one's a no-brainer. It's Michael Thomas. He's like
Yeah.
number
Oh, yeah.
one wide
Yeah.
receiver in fantasy. This one is interesting. Juju Smith-Schuster is
Oh
an
my god,
undroppable.
why? Why?
He's not
He
only
is-
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like I said, he might not be droppable, but you definitely don't need him.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, you should
Another-
have the
another
option to drop him,
person-
man.
Another person I bought very high on in the draft this year that has been a disappointment. However, he did come through last week and got me the win in fantasy, so I was correct in saying to start him, although I was very unsure about that. But I do agree that he's not worthy of undroppable status. And finally, the final wide receiver is Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Of course.
I would
Yes.
agree. Yeah.
And the only undroppable that is left on this list is the
Travis
tight
Kelce.
end, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, keep him.
So that's all the undroppables. I think we agree on all of them that most of them deserve to be there. David Johnson, Todd Gurley, and OBJ and Juju, I think, are the four that we could take
Hold
off
on.
that.
Quick
What?
question. Why are the Patriots defense not an undroppable defense?
I don't think undroppable lists are altered during the season, and no
Well,
one
it
knew.
should be, because the Patriots defense, at least in our league, are literally putting up quarterback numbers every single week.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think this is they make this list before the season starts, and it just remains that way.
Could alter it
So yeah,
throughout the season.
There it is. I guess according to our conversation, we could boil it down to 12. There's probably people that we could add to this list, but we can save that for another time. Or we can, if you guys have any names that you think deserve to be undroppable, just throw them out there.
Can you go with it?
There's got to be something.
Oh, stop, Chris.
That was a joke.
Chris Godwin.
Sterling Shepard.
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, yes.
This year especially.
Yes.
But like I said, I think Noah's right. I think they just make the list and then don't touch it.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to review it with y'all during this.
That's kind of
special
frustrating,
edition.
though, because like in the scenario that Alec had, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, where he literally couldn't even play anybody in his starting roster because he couldn't drop Patrick Mahomes, or like he couldn't, not the fact that he couldn't drop him, but like the fact that, or I think it was the fact that he couldn't drop him. He wasn't allowed to literally do anything with him, so he
No,
couldn't
it's
put a
not.
quarterback in his starting
It's because
lineup.
he made a claim for Cousins, and Cousins was playing on Thursday. That was the only issue.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
he got Cousins after that period ended. And he actually played.
The only name I can think of is when healthy, Adam Thielen. But other than that, I can't think of another name. I think they got all of them.
What about a Nick
quarterback-wise,
Chubb?
there's a couple.
What are your thoughts on Nick Chubb on that list?
Yeah,
Season, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's undroppable in one of my Yahoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think they got them all. I mean,
Yeah?
except Will Lutz, maybe.
Maybe T.J. Hawkinson,
Yeah,
Carlos Wentz.
Kaimi Eifairbjorn.
Yeah, so that's my fantasy topic. The speculation is over. Thank you all for participating.
That's actually a cool topic. I like that. We should revisit that at the start, or maybe even at the end of the season. Maybe they do change it by the end of the season. I don't know.
We'll have to see.
We'll revisit that. But moving on, yeah. So we're gonna kind of gear into the regular NFL stuff now. So we're gonna start it off with the sneaky game of the week. And I guess I'll actually start that off. And I know we've already mentioned it a little bit, but the Texans versus the Jaguars in London this week, I think that's gonna be a real good game. It's a divisional matchup, and they're basically fighting each other for second place in that division. So I think it's an important game, and I think it's going to be an all-around fun one to watch.
Damn right.
I had Texans Jaguars as well.
I
just think that anytime Garrett Minshew is on your TV, you got to
Garrett
Minshew. Gardner Minshew. I'm sorry.
Oh man, butchering everybody's names.
Carlos, Garrett, yeah.
What were you gonna say, Noah, before Brett rudely interrupted you?
Well, first of all, I'd like to revisit last week and answer the question of whether or not I think the Buffalo Bills and Philadelphia Eagles will be a good game. It was not. It was not at all. And I was so absurdly off in that prediction. I thought the Bills were going to win, first of all. Second of all, it was not even close. Philadelphia Eagles won. Just sad.
Yeah, it's sad to see the Eagles win. I agree.
Moment of silence for the Bills in their 5-1 season. Now, moving on to my sneaky game of the week, I have the Tennessee Titans at the Carolina Panthers at 1:00 on Sunday. Both teams are going into this week as the 8th seed in their respective conferences. If either of them win this game and a certain one or two teams lose, they could move into the top 6 and get in the playoff race officially. So this is a pretty big game for both of them. The Titans are on a 2-game win streak right now. Panthers just got absolutely humiliated last week by the 49ers. Yeah, so it's a home game opportunity for them to bounce back and put that game behind them. It's an important game for both teams. We'll be looking out for that one on Sunday.
I got I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Whoa, really?
Wow.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see prime Russell Wilson, and I think we're gonna see Chris Godwin have one of those games again this year. I can't imagine. I pray to God that Jameis Winston doesn't have 5 picks. I think that's a pretty. I think that's a pretty high scoring game, and then a nice shout out to the Vikings Chiefs game, even though Patrick Mahomes isn't playing.
Is that confirmed that he's sitting?
I mean, at least on the ESPN Fantasy app, he has 0 points projected, and his Matt Moore has like 29 or something like that. So if you want to use that as evidence, then yeah, I guess.
I had a feeling they were going to actually push him out for this game, so we'll have to see.
If Patrick Mahomes plays, then that's even better. That just makes the game that much more exciting.
Yep.
Yeah, true. And then Brett already agreed, and he had the same game as me. Okay, so that kind of moves us into power rankings, boys. Who wants to kick those off?
Why don't you start, Brett? I don't think you've started any of these things yet.
All right.
Get something out there.
Number 1, as a surprise to no one, the New England Patriots.
8 weeks in a row now? Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2. So I think, I don't know, maybe since the first podcast I had the Saints at number 2, but it changes this week because the 49ers are moving up to number 2.
That's damn right they are.
With a dominating performance against Carolina. I actually picked Carolina last week in our pick'ems, and they really disappointed me. And yeah, I mean, 49ers, I mean, we saw what they did last night as well. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo probably had the best game of his young career. So yeah, 49ers at number 2. Saints are going to be at number 3. They only moved down 1 spot. And then Packers remain at number 4. And the Indianapolis Colts staying at number 5 with a win last week. Yep.
Shocking but admirable that you have the Colts that high up.
Same 5 teams.
You know what's crazy is that like everybody was kind of laughing at the Colts once Andrew Luck retired, and they're like, "Yo, like they were gonna be a Super Bowl contender, and now they're cracking the top 5 of Brett's power rankings."
Hey, I mean, they're winning their division right now. It's crazy.
Man, that's a come up.
They beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Yeah,
like,
true. That's
that doesn't just happen.
No, you're right. And was Patrick Mahomes healthy that game too?
He was healthy that game.
Yeah, so that's incredible.
Held Mahomes and the Chiefs at Arrowhead to 10 points. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's probably they've got to be one of the only defenses to be able to actually stop them.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I guess because I'm still talking, I'll go into my power rankings now, which aren't too different from Brett's. 1, I got Patriots, 2, Niners, 3, Saints, 4, Packers. But at the number 5 spot, I do not have the Colts. I have the Minnesota Vikings.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They probably would have been like my 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to popcorn it to someone else, Austin?
Oh yeah, why not you, Noah?
Okay. So my power rankings are actually the exact same from last week. I have Patriots number 1. I have the Saints at number 2. Something's telling me that I had them at number 2 once Breeze came back, and I'm just leaving them there. Something's telling me that they're just the best team in the NFC. I can't explain why, but that's my gut feeling. Number 3
is going to doesn't reflect that.
It's going to remain the 49ers for number 3. Number 4 is the Packers. Number 5 is the Ravens. And then very, very close 6, I'm going to have the Minnesota Vikings at number 6.
Ravens over Vikings. That's interesting to me.
I'm gonna
that's subject to change after Sunday night.
Yeah,
Sunday night's game is very important into like how
after
our
they
rankings are gonna
receive
look next week.
Beaten. Yeah. Okay.
Fellas.
Hello.
I'm gonna get slaughtered for this.
Oh,
I know what's happening.
Christ.
I know what's happening. It's happening. No, don't you say it.
So I'm gonna go backwards from 5. Okay.
Oh my God!
So
I know what you're doing.
I know you do know. 5's the Baltimore Ravens. With an honorable mention is the Minnesota.
Okay.
4 is the Green Bay Packers. 3 is the New Orleans Saints.
I know it. Just say it.
Oh,
just say it.
Don't do it.
2 is the New England.
No fucking way.
God
Wow.
damn it.
Oh, no. Hold up. All right. Whose defense is better, the Patriots or the Niners? The Patriots. who's a close ass second?
49ers, I guess.
The 49ers, fun fact, are actually after, or I don't know after Thursday, but before Thursday, after that Browns game on Sunday, they actually made the Patriots second in yards per game, and the least amount of yards per game was the 49ers. The reason I put the 49ers at number one, and I know I'm going to get pissed on because I've shit on them for a long time, but after seeing what they did to the Panthers, you got to put the 49ers offense ahead of the Patriots offense. I just can't. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm just shocked. I'm saying this myself, but I think the 49ers slide into the one spot just for the pure fact that if they played each other, I think off offense alone, I think the 49ers might win.
I don't know.
You
have to factor in the coaching aspect too. Like, Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta when the Patriots played them in the Super Bowl, and they were up 20-3, and look what happened. So,
what does that have to do with his offense?
The
defense.
Did you know he can't do shit against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick? That's what it has to do with it.
I'm telling you, because I would say it's not a stretch to say this is probably the Super Bowl matchup we're gonna get. I would.
I
see
agree.
The Saints Patriots. But I think Saints Patriots is what I want. What I think is, but we'll get to that later. I don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling after they.
Hold on.
42 points.
Hold on. So now that the Niners are in your number one rank, and I know you've already messaged me a couple times about this and have told me privately, but now that we're on a recorded line, Spec, I want to hear it.
All right, Austin. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
I want to hear.
I'm sorry I've shit on them so much. All right. They both played their first real matchups of the year. And which one was more impressive? Because the Browns, they kind of made it a game. Nick Chubb, if he didn't fumble, he would have had I think he ended up. What did he end up with, Noah? Do you know yardage wise?
Probably right around 100, 98 or something. I think he had.
So, and I think going up against Mark Ingram next week, the running up the middle champion. I think that's gonna give them, because that's their one weakness. If you're gonna point out a weakness, it's running up the middle. They can handle everything else, but the Patriots defense running up the middle. You saw Nick Chubb do it to them. So, and even Frank fucking Gore ran at them. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that way.
I'll bolster your point by saying Chubb actually had 20 carries for 131 yards against the Patriots, averaged 6.6 yards a carry last week.
And they allowed the Browns to make it a game. And I mean, I was at that game, and they punted. Fun fact. Do you know how many times the Patriots have punted this year?
I'm going to guess less than 10.
Well, wrong. So I'll just tell you right now, the Baltimore Ravens have only 7 teams. Okay. And the Patriots lead the league, fun fact, in punts. I'll grab the exact number for you. I lost it off the top of my head, but move on and I'll get it for you because it's spicy. I heard on the radio last
probably
night,
severely off. I don't know why I said less than 10. I feel dumb now.
Why did I say? Though? I kind of believe that because I don't know if you guys were watching the Patriots-Bills game, but the amount of punts the Patriots had in that game alone, that was disgusting. That was a very boring game to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Because of the amount of punts that there were. So I would believe any number that you're about to throw at us, Spike.
Why the fuck? Okay, so the number one team that punts is the Jets. They punt 6.6 times a game.
Holy shit.
Tennessee Titans punt 5.9, and then going back to Baltimore real quick, Baltimore they punted the least. They've only punted 2. They're the only team in the twos. They punted 2.6 times per game, and then number 3, the New England Patriots, they punt 5.5 times a game.
How about that?
Yeah, that's actually a stat that I wasn't aware of.
So you run that number up 5.5 times a game, times that by 8 games. You know what that is? 43 punts. They've punted 43 times this year.
Why did I say less than 10?
Wow.
I don't know why I said that. That's so severely
really
off.
Answer.
So you tell me that Patriots offense is enough to go up in. I think they're going to struggle against the Ravens. I'm not ready to say they're going to lose, but we'll get to that later. I'm done talking. Sorry, move on.
Okay.
What's next, Austin?
Well, it's Friday, so Thursday Night Football happened last night, and I think we should do a little recap of that.
I did not catch the game. I see the box score, but anybody that actually watched the game, why don't you kick us off so I can kind of hear your thoughts? If anybody actually did.
I didn't really get a chance to watch much of it. I watched bits and pieces.
I caught the very end. Yeah, I mean, Arizona looked a lot better than I really kind of gave them credit for. You know, they're actually moving the ball around, like, with, you know, as stingy as the 49ers defense is, you know, holding the Panthers to like 14 last week. I believe the final score was 28-24. And yeah, Kenyon Drake was really getting a lot of, you know, pass work. You know, he ran for 105 yards, I believe. He ran for over 100, I know that. And yeah, I mean, the Cardinals, they're definitely not ready yet, but I think either next year or the year after, you know, they kind of bring in some more guys on defense. I think the Cardinals, they'll be right there in that division. I mean, that's a strong division. You got Seattle, you got, you know, LA, you got San Fran. That division, I think, is the best in football, best in the NFL.
I don't think you're wrong.
I think in overall strength, it's got to be. The only other like comparable division in terms of competition, I would say, is like the AFC South. But they're all kind of like not mediocre, but they're all just like, you know, 5-3 or whatever.
I mean, there's a good chance that 3 teams in that division will end up in the playoffs.
Yep.
If the Rams like kind of, you know, can pull it together.
The fuck was that?
That was my chair. My apologies.
Oh, you better be sitting still for the rest of the damn podcast.
Says you, critical.
So my question with my chair.
My question, the one thing I have lingering from this game and just looking at the box score is like, does the closeness
Kevin Coleman?
My question is, does the closeness of this game, does this communicate more about the Cardinals or the 49ers? That the Cardinals can hang or the 49ers aren't as good as we might think they are sometimes?
I think it's that the Cardinals can hang. I don't think there's much question left in the Niners.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, look at Jimmy G's stat line: 28 for 37, 317 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, only got sacked once.
So
I mean, he played like an immaculate.
That's
game.
really good.
Okay. So like he is the reason why I do not have the 49ers over the Saints, because if you look at his stat, like his defense does most of the work. His stat lines have not been that great, but if he can play like this, that will convince me that the 49ers can literally make it to the Super Bowl and win. But he has not played like this pretty much at all this season. Not that he's had to, but I'm just throwing it out there. That his stat, his you know, he's not putting up the numbers. Not that he needs to, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why I thought it was his best game in his career. Like going back to like Patriots and everything. I thought just the way that he was able to like, you know, kind of stay in the pocket, make good throws. Like there was one play, I think in the third or fourth quarter, where like he literally had to like kind of fade back and throw off his back foot, and he like threw a dot right to Emmanuel Sanders to move the chains and pretty much end the game. So I think his poise, is getting better. His decision making is getting better. And one thing that I saw this morning, and you know, you could say like, oh, the 49ers, like their schedule is so easy, but like he is 16-2 as a starter in the NFL. That's the second best record out of any quarterbacks in their first 18 games. One is? I can pull it up. I'm
just curious. If you don't have it, it's not a huge deal.
While he's looking for that, I actually just pulled this up real quick. So now, while we're kind of talking about, or how you kind of mentioned that Jimmy Garoppolo's season hasn't been like the best of seasons, he's right now his QBR for the season is 68.6, which is ranked 7th in the league. And just out of curiosity, I looked up what Tom Brady's is, and Tom Brady's is 58.7, which ranks 10th in the league. So Jimmy Garoppolo is actually playing statistically a little bit better football than Tom Brady is. So, wow. I mean, I guess that goes and reinforces the spec point of having the Niners on top of the Patriots.
I wonder how much last night's game factors into that, though.
However, yeah, I'm looking at it now. They both have 13 passing touchdowns on the year. Jimmy G has 7 interceptions where Tom Brady only has 4. But Tom Brady has thrown for over 2,200 yards this season, where Jimmy G only has 1,800 yards. So I mean,
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Tom Brady's doing more, but QBR. I mean, that might kind of resemble as to why the QBR number is a little less than Jimmy G's if he's obviously attempting more throws.
Yeah, I mean both the Patriots and the 49ers, I feel like they kind of dominate the time of possession aspect just because of how good their defenses are. But yeah, the most wins through 18 career starts. Jimmy G was 16-2, and Big Ben 17-1.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That's a good
Yeah.
start.
I think he won the Super Bowl in his rookie or second season. I'm pretty sure. I think.
That might be right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fact check you. I'm just gonna let you think.
Okay. All right, buddy.
Anyways, let's talk about some trade deadline moves here, huh? Obviously, we've already mentioned Kenyon Drake going to Arizona, and he's been making an immediate impact last night, posting what looked like his best game. I don't want to say in his career because I'm not too familiar with his career, but of the season, absolutely.
It's probably the best in his career.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with his career. However, what do you guys think about Leonard Williams going to the Giants?
I mean, good for them. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they're not really going anywhere in the immediate future, but yeah, I mean he'll definitely help out like in the front seven. Like I know they lost Olivier Vernon 2 seasons ago, and they really haven't had any form of pass rush since.
True.
So I think he'll definitely help out in that area.
Yeah, I mean it's at least an upgrade. And then how about Aqib Talib going to the Miami Dolphins?
Aqib Talib getting banished to the Shadow Realm.
It's kind of like when the Patriots dealt Collins over to the Browns. Like, just what an insult.
A fat fuck you.
Do you think that's actually going to make a difference in the Miami defense, or do you think Talib's just going to say "fuck you guys for doing this to me" and just not play well at all intentionally?
Well, what's funny about that is I've heard, I don't know if it's like 100% confirmed, but that Talib there's a chance that he might not even play at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what would he be?
Would he just be like holding out or something?
His contract, his contract's up at the end of the season anyways. So there's a chance that they could just buy him out. I mean, this was pretty much a salary dump from LA's point of view because they want to re-sign Ramsey. That's like their main goal. So, I mean, Miami has the money to spend, and they were able to get a draft pick back. So they could just, end up eating the money. And
that's a big NBA thing. They do that a lot in the NBA. They don't really.
Yeah.
They don't really do that much in the NFL, but
yeah, that's odd.
I guess we'll see what's going on with it. But yeah, all right. So with that being said, I guess it's time to move on to the main portion of the show with our way too early predictions for awards and whatnot. I don't know how this is gonna go. This is gonna be very interesting.
I feel like
start off with the. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, for the sake of time, we should try and limit stats and stuff and kind of just throw out names and discuss that, because this could go on forever.
Yeah, you're right.
With all the stuff that we have going on.
Maybe the first few, I think we're all gonna relatively agree anyways.
Probably. Yeah, that's true.
So let's see. Spect, why don't you start us off? Who's your rookie offensive player of the year?
Josh Jacobs, the Oakland Raiders running back.
Yeah, same. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to put. Well, I'll let Noah go first.
I have Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, that was the name I was gonna say. Spicy. Yeah,
he was the runner-up, but I mean, he's only led him to 4-4 record so far. So I don't know.
But the Raiders are not even making the playoffs. The Jags could snag a wild card spot. They could win the division.
I guess.
Offensive rookie of the year is based off them personally. The MVP.
Yes.
You're right. You're right.
I guess you're right. I'm just
factoring
in facts.
quick fact on Josh Jacobs, just because I wrote down his stat lines. This season, he has 124 carries for 620 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns, averaging 5 yards per rush. So that's really good. He doesn't do too much as a pass catcher, though. Only has 11 receptions on the year for 102 yards, no touchdowns. However, that does equate to a nice 9.3 yards per catch.
That is really nice.
I'm curious to see who you guys have for the defensive rookie of the year because I think there is only
one.
Yep.
one answer. Is it Nick Bosa?
Yep.
Yep.
That's it. Okay.
110%.
Moving on.
Okay.
I don't even know what's next. Which one's next, Austin?
I forgot to even write one down.
Oh, actually,
comeback player of the year.
Cooper Kupp.
Yep. Cooper Kupp.
Okay,
Torn
I'm not
ACL
mad at
last
that.
year.
Jimmy
last
G.
season.
Oh no. Dalvin Cook maybe. He's been hurt a lot. Dalvin Cook, Jimmy G, Teddy Bridgewater, but he's not going to play anymore, so I don't think you can say him.
I think
Yeah,
for sheer performance, probably Cooper Kupp. That's who I have.
Yeah,
Just-
I'd say that's.
I mean-
There's a few right answers.
I mean,
Yeah.
right answers. I don't think there's a right answer.
Well, let me just throw this out for Cooper Kupp while we're talking about him. He played 8 games last season, tore his ACL, missed the rest of the season. He's played exactly 8 games this season, so the same amount that he had before he left. He has 236 more reception yards than he did in 8 games last season. 1 less touchdown, but he's also been targeted 32 more times. He's got
Oh wow, yeah, that's
his
wild.
stats have touchdowns are pretty much the same, but he has 230 more yards in 8 games. He's just come back in such a massive way. He's just an absolute stud.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I think in the end, Jimmy G is going to take it, one, because of how the 49ers are doing, and second, he only played 3 games last season, so he's coming back even more so than Cooper Kupp was, because Cooper Kupp played 5 more games than him. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Offensive player of the year. I kind of want to start this one off. I think we're all going to relatively agree. The man, the myth, the legend, Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Of course.
I actually, at the current moment, have Dalvin Cook as my offensive player of the year.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
For the sheer fact that he has more total yardage than Christian McCaffrey. I think maybe 1 less touchdown, but I think he's got like 150-ish to 200 more total yards than McCaffrey.
Wait,
but
do you have the stats ahead of you?
Granted, the Vikings have played 1 more game than the Panthers, so I will acknowledge that. But
Okay. Do you have his stat line ahead in front of you? Only because I'm curious to hear. I have McCaffrey's.
for Dalvin Cook,
Yeah.
I can find it real quick.
Look it up real quick. Yeah. So, because I wrote down Christian McCaffrey on the season, he has 141 carries for 735 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, which equates to 7.2 yards per carry. And like you said, that's only in 7 games. He's also got 39 catches on 49 targets, 343 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns, equating to 8.8 yards per catch.
Yeah. So I'm. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Continue what you're doing.
So I was gonna say that's 1,100 total yards from scrimmage, just about,
Mhm.
and 10 touchdowns on 180 touches total. So that's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
180 touches.
180 total
Wow.
touches. Yeah.
That makes Dalvin Cook's numbers even that much more impressive. Ooh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna amend what I said. Dalvin Cook only has around 40 more total yards than McCaffrey. I'm not sure where I got that original
it
number
was
from.
More. It was more. I remember like a week or 2 ago, it was more. Like,
So-
by a chunk.
Dalvin Cook, 156 attempts for 823 yards. He's averaging 5.28 yards per carry, or 103 yards per game. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns, leading the league. Plus, he has 293 receiving yards off of 29 receptions. So he's averaging 10 yards a catch as well.
Yeah, I mean they're both just monsters.
Yeah.
Who do you guys have for defensive player of the year?
There's so many. I mean, I think there's like a few good answers for this one. Does anyone else have a specific one or?
A wild one that you guys probably won't agree with me on.
I just have Stephon Gilmore.
Oh, I do too.
That's who I have.
Wow.
What do you mean wild one?
I don't
Austin?
know.
Like
I
the
just
most
felt like
popular-
I just felt as if it was, I don't know, just more biased more
him
than anything.
or Devin McCourty, because Devin McCourty has like 2 more picks than him, but other than that, Gilmore's better. Who do you have, Brett?
I wrote down two people. I wrote down Gilmore, and then I also wrote down Shaquille Barrett. I know usually it goes to like, I don't know. It usually always goes to like whoever has like the most sacks at the end of the season. And Shaquille Barrett has 10 right now. So he's on pace for like 21, I think, because he's only played like 7 games. But yeah. One interesting thing that I wanted to say about Gilmore, though, is there's this interesting website called Advanced Metrics. And you kind of just like type in a player and it'll show you like their individual matchups. So I typed in Stephon Gilmore, and it has all of his matchups from week 1 to week 8. So like week 1, he was primarily covered by, or he was covering Juju. So week 1 against Juju had 5 catches for 52 yards. Week 2 against Preston Williams, 2 catches for 32 yards. Week 3, Robbie Anderson, 3 catches, 11 yards. Week 4, John Brown, 5 catches, 69 yards. Like, he hasn't, the most yards he's allowed all season is 69, and that was to John Brown. Other than that, he hasn't allowed a single touchdown against him. He's had 5 interceptions. I mean, he's easily, I think, the best cover corner in the entire league. I think he's proven that.
Are you talking about Gilmore or McCourty?
Gilmore.
Okay, I think Gilmore only has 3 interceptions.
Yeah, that's what I got from ESPN.
He has
Yeah.
3, and McCourty has 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that must be again, that must be like the whole, team as a whole each week. But yeah, I mean, either way, he's whoever, he's matched up against, he's pretty much limited them to like only like 50%, reception rate, like off of targets,
He shuts people down. It's really good to see him on our team. Yeah, so moving on to that, we got Coach of the Year.
Sean Payton.
That's who I have. I got Sean Payton.
I think, in my opinion,
Ooh.
there's 3 answers that I'd be like, all right, that's totally possible. Do you have someone else, Austin and Brent?
I do. I have Kyle Shanahan.
Of course he does.
That's
Yeah.
That was my second. That was my second.
Look, man, the Niners were 4-12 last year.
Do you have
and now they're
different-
8-0.
Brett hasn't spoken. Do you have a different?
I do have a different one.
Oh, I think I know who it is, and it might be my third coach that is acceptable. So go ahead, Brett.
Third coach, I'm hoping Frank Reich of the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
I mean, everyone completely wrote the Colts off as soon as Andrew Luck retired. And what he's been able to do with a backup quarterback. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, I think, is probably if you want to consider him a backup, he's probably one of the best.
But he's not a backup anymore now.
I mean, not a backup anymore, but he was, yeah,
right.
He was effectively, and he still is technically.
Technically to who? Who's he backing up?
Well, he went into the season backing someone up. So
yeah,
but
he got promoted after an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
semantics.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I think the job that he's done, coaching this team up, and it's not like they've really added anyone in free agency or anything, they always have so much cap money to spend and they just never spend it. So yeah, I don't know. I just think, what the Colts have been able to do this season, I just think is, really impressive.
Well, especially after
Yeah.
Andrew Luck retires, and the fan base probably thought, well, fuck, that's it. But I don't know. Yeah, I expected that team to not be that good. And so the fact that he's taken, and like you said, taken basically the same team from last year, it's nice. That's great. And then Kyle Shanahan to less extent, just because he has way more weapons and way more things to work with. And then literally Sean Payton dealing with the biggest loss of the year. I don't think he went into the season. If he had Drew Brees, might not be coach of the year. But the fact that he coached through that slog of Teddy Bridgewater and then missing Alvin Kamara for a few games, I don't know. I just like it. I like it.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not like in a bad pick. It just I don't know. I just feel as if Kyle
Like I said-
Shanahan. I know his offense isn't like his team's not necessarily garbage, but like from last season, it's just
like
a
I
big
said,
step up.
any of those three, that's all acceptable.
Yeah, and I didn't actually look at this at this point. Are we doing all 12 playoff teams? You guys want to?
I got all 12.
I have nothing
sure.
here, so I'm gonna do it right on the fly.
All
Why
right.
does
You wanna
one
go-
of
you
y'all
go-
start?
Yeah, you want to go first, Noah?
Okay. So do you want me to just go AFC and NFC? Just list 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Without any particular explanation, I have the Patriots and Ravens with home field advantage at the 1 and 2 seeds. I have the Chiefs at number 3, Colts at number 4, Texans at number 5, and Jaguars at number 6. So 3 AFC South teams. And then in the NFC, I have the Saints taking the number 1 seed, the 49ers taking the number 2, Packers, Cowboys, Vikings, and Seahawks 3 through 6.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Well, I think I have the same, but I'm gonna run it anyways. Obviously, Patriots won. Baltimore. No, you know what? Fuck it. I got the. I think when Patrick Mahomes comes back, I think the Chiefs will take that 2 spot back. The Baltimore Ravens will then be 3rd, and then I think the Texans are gonna come back and win that division. So there that is, and then I think it's gonna be the Colts as the wild card. And then I don't want to say the Buffalo Bills, so I'm literally going to say any other team.
Jaguars.
Yeah, there you go. Sure, the Jaguars. Why not? And then I got the 1 seed is the 49ers. The 2 seed, fucking Christ. The 2 seed, I'm spicing it up. I don't know why I'm saying this. I just want to be different. I'm saying the Green Bay Packers, the 2 seed. And then the 3 seed will be the New Orleans Saints. And then who am I missing? The Dallas Cowboys. And then after that, I think it's going to be the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay. Yeah, for AFC, I have Patriots number 1. The Colts at number 2. Only because
Wow, you're going all in on the motherfucking Colts.
He loves.
Wow, that is
like more than I love the
Colts,
Niners.
man.
Oh my god.
He's a closet Colts fan, man, and he's coming out.
Next
The
week,
absolute madman.
next week we're gonna do our power rankings, and Brett Shevlin's gonna be like, number
What's number
30,
one?
number 32, New England Patriots, number 1, the Colts. Like,
Oh man.
over the Brett, I'm sorry, over the Ravens, over the Chiefs, over the
Ravens.
Texans.
The Ravens are gonna get their ass whooped Sunday.
Oh wow, that's a hot take.
Well,
I agree, but
I'm not gonna say anything. We're gonna move on because we got to talk about.
Yeah. Number 3, I have the Chiefs. Ravens at number 4. Texans at number 5. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for this too. But
Oh my, what are you gonna say? I don't even know, and I'm bracing for impact.
The Buffalo Bills.
Come on, Brett. Okay.
Yeah. NFC. Saints at number 1.
My boy, let's go.
49ers number 2. Packers number 3. Dallas Cowboys number 4. Seattle Seahawks number 5, and the LA Rams sneaking into the number 6.
Wow, you have the Vikings missing the playoffs?
I do.
Another fellas, another action update.
We need a little jingle to play every time this
I know.
happens.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Hey, copyright, and
Brett, what are you doing?
Right. Come on.
It has to do with the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Of course it does.
Jacoby Brissett retires.
T.Y. Hilton out for a month.
Oh
A
no!
month?
What
A
happened?
month. Fuck if I know. Oh, calf injury. 3 to 4 weeks out for 3 to 4 weeks. So, Brett, do you want to change your rankings quick?
No.
Wow.
Yo,
Big
who's
schlong
Dutch, you know?
Shevlin.
Jesus Christ. Oh man.
All
Okay.
right, Austin.
I guess. Wow. All right. So I guess my predictions can't be any worse than that. I'm gonna say with the AFC, obviously Patriots at 1. I do think that the Ravens are gonna fend off the Chiefs and stick with number 2. Chiefs number 3, and then I'm gonna say the Colts at 4, even with the T.Y. Hilton injury. But I think the Texans are gonna be right on their ass there. So Texans at 5, and I want to say the Jaguars because I do kind of like them. However, the Bills defense, man, they're locking it down. I'm gonna throw Bills at number 6.
There we go.
And then moving into the NFC East, or NFC East, just the NFC in general.
The entire NFC East will take the 1 through 4 spots.
Oh man,
The 49ers don't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, the Redskins are beating them out. I got the Niners at 1. I have the Saints at 2. I have the Packers at 3. And then this is kind of a hot take. I think the Eagles
You're about
are
to
going to
pick the
come back.
Eagles. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I think they're going to come out and eventually come out on top of the Cowboys. And yeah, I don't think Dallas is going to actually make it. And then
Sorry, I'm looking for a
Seahawks
trash can
and
to throw up
Vikings
in.
in wild card.
Do you have the Vikings at 5 or 6? I missed that.
I don't know. It's interchangeable. 5 or 6 for Seahawks and Vikings. Probably.
That changes things a lot.
I would probably throw the Seahawks at 5 and the Vikings at 6.
Okay.
All right. Sweet.
And did not mean to do that.
What's next,
Let's see.
Austin?
We got our predictions for the NFC and AFC championship games.
All right. Why don't we go in reverse order, Austin? Let's hear what you got for these.
So I think my
wait. Actually, hold on. Are we picking winners, or are we just saying what the games are going to be?
Well, the next one is Super Bowl matchup.
Yeah, so we just predict your game and then the winner at the same time. How about that?
Okay.
I think the NFC is going to feature the 49ers and the Saints. And this is a game I'm honestly not going to be mad at who wins because I think that's just going to be a good game in general. But I think the Niners are going to take it. And the AFC is going to feature I have actually both teams written. So I have the Patriots facing either the Chiefs or the Ravens. I don't know. I really don't know.
You got to pick one. We all know that,
Yeah.
Austin. You got to pick one.
Got to commit.
For excitement, Chiefs. But I think the Patriots are going to win it. I think it's going to be a Patriots Niners Super Bowl, and I think the Patriots are taking the gold.
Interesting.
There
Brett,
you
What
go.
about-
Brett, I just want to stop you before you start talking. If I hear the words New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts AFC Championship, I'm leaving this call and I'm coming to your house and I'm gonna Actually, fuck you. I'm gonna see you later. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you at basketball today.
He's
right.
going to bring out the 1v1s on you, dude. You don't want that sauce.
Stop. He's only beaten me once.
Well, I have Patriots versus Colts.
Oh, God! I'm having a heart. I need a life alert. I'm having
Who's
a heart
winning?
attack.
Who's winning that game, Brett? Come on, tell
Swear to
us.
fucking God, if you say the Colts,
The Patriots. The Patriots
Okay.
are
thank
coming
God.
out of the
Oh.
AFC. In the NFC, I have the New Orleans Saints against the Green Bay Packers.
Fuck.
Oh,
Brett.
wow.
You took my thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
my
Greg.
thing.
Not that hot of a take. Damn,
I
all
think this is the year that the Packers go to the Super Bowl. We got Patriots
Ooh.
versus Packers,
Ooh.
Aaron Rodgers
Exciting,
versus
man.
Tom Brady.
I'd love
That's
to
exciting. I would love to
that.
see that.
Who wins that, Brett?
The New England Patriots go on and win their 7th Super Bowl title.
Austin, did you pick the Patriots? I don't remember what you said for some reason.
Yes,
Okay,
I
you
picked
did.
the Patriots.
Okay.
Wait, can I ask a quick question? Because on the doc under the Super Bowl champion it says MVP. Is that for Super Bowl MVP or MVP of the season?
MVP.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I mean, you can do both if you really want to, but how would we make an educated guess on the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl MVP right now, James White.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but he
got robbed of it the last time, man. But he's
Brandon Bolden exists.
Right. Okay, here we go. It's my turn, right? I'm not cutting you off, Noah.
It is your turn.
Okay, perfect. Patriots, Ravens, and the Patriots are gonna win, obviously. And then I gotta change my take a little bit. I was either leaning towards Packers Saints or Packers Niners. I'm gonna go Packers Niners, and I really, as much as I want that Aaron Rodgers, Brady Super Bowl, I gotta go Tom Brady versus the understudy Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, okay, I'm feeling spicy today, fellas.
When aren't you?
Fuck off. All right, ready? How big of a hit would it be to the legacy is if Tom Brady lost to his former student?
Yeah, that
Write
would
it down. It's
That
gonna
would be
happen.
wild.
This is too good to be true. This Patriots run. This is too good to be true.
Yeah,
The
but
Niners,
I mean,
the Niners are gonna come fuck it up in the Super Bowl.
well, here's my question: if Tom Brady were to take down the Niners and defeat his student, what else does he have to do in the NFL?
Well, then that just
We
shuts
can
it.
save that for a whole nother show.
Yeah.
We do not have time for that again.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing you stopped me because I was like,
I know.
It was
he
just
said
about
that.
I learned from last episode.
he said that, and I was like, oh, like,
Fucking grabbing the desk in front of you. Just
all right. So
okay. I'll bring us home with my picks. So my AFC Championship game will be the Chiefs traveling to New England, and I think New England Patriots will win that game. And of course, I have the Saints as the number 1 seed. I think the Saints will be hosting the NFC Championship, and traveling to New Orleans will be the Minnesota Vikings.
What?
And winning,
wow.
and
shut
winning,
up, Mr. Indianapolis.
And winning that game will be the New Orleans Saints, bringing us to a Patriots Saints Super Bowl.
I would love to
A
see
game
that.
in which Drew Brees and the Saints will win that game against the Patriots. New
Wow,
Orleans
really?
Saints are my pick to win the Super Bowl this season.
I like it.
Yeah, Brett, you're a Saints fan. You didn't even pick the Saints to win the Super Bowl. What a fake fan you are.
Because I'm a realist, man.
He's too busy whacking off. He's too busy whacking off to the Colts.
Yeah, I guess so.
You guys are too busy whacking off to the 49ers.
Hey, man, you can't get mad.
One thing that you guys are forgetting to realize is, when has Jimmy G ever played a playoff game? Oh wait,
That's what I factored in, boys. That's exactly what informed my decisions was the fact that Jimmy G has not made it to the playoffs.
If you want to go off playoff experience, then
Who has more Super Bowl rings?
Then Russell Wilson should be in the fucking Super Bowl every year because he's like a playoff god.
True.
And I almost did. I almost said a Patriots Seahawks rematch. I really wanted to, but I didn't.
I'm not even throwing that out of a possibility.
I don't think that matters. I don't know. I just don't think that matters because what has Tom Brady been in the playoffs ever since he was fucking playing pee-wee ball for the fucking San Francisco Mud Crunchers or whatever the fuck? Like, no. Everyone needs to be in the playoffs for the first time eventually.
I just did a spit take while I was drinking coffee. Thankfully, I didn't lose too much of my coffee. God damn.
Oh wow, yeah, we know how you get when you lose your coffee.
What about Jared Goff last year? Did he ever make the playoffs before making it to the Super Bowl?
All right, I see where you're going with it, and it makes sense. But I don't know. It's just a feeling I have. It's just a feeling. I could be horribly wrong, and I probably will be. 49ers are legit, but either way, I'm going with my gut. I'm picking the Saints. That's it.
Who do you have for the MVP of the regular season, Noah?
Oh God, you're starting with me?
Yep.
Oh no. I am so unsure, but I'm gonna have to. As of right now, I need to pick Christian McCaffrey against my better. If Russell Wilson beat the Saints the Ravens, a few weeks ago, it would be Russell Wilson, but I am right now leaning towards Christian McCaffrey. And if Patrick Mahomes didn't get injured and is still currently injured and missing games, I probably would have picked Mahomes, but McCaffrey is my pick.
Okay.
That's
Brett?
fair. I guess I'll go.
go.
No. I have Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. I
That's a
mean,
good pick.
he's
Eh.
really like, I think the coaching changes helped him so much because he's able to do a lot more like of his own, like, play calling and stuff like that, which, we all know how Aaron Rodgers, is when he doesn't get his way. So, Aaron Rodgers this season has 2,300 yards. I'm just rounding up. 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So that's a pretty good touchdown interception ratio. 8-1 there. And then 7-1 record. I mean, I was a firm believer, and even Specht can attest that I did not think the Packers would be this good. I
Nor
actually
did I.
actually
thought
thought
they
they
were
would
too.
lose week 1 to Chicago. I told Specht, I was like, this
Yeah, I
is
did
going to
too.
be an
We were at the
ass
Red Sox
kicking.
game. Yeah, we were at the Red Sox game together. Me and Brett were like, an absolute anal massacre is about to happen tonight. And it didn't. It was a horrible game.
Yeah, no, Aaron Rodgers has really kind of shut up his haters this season, and I've loved to see it. I love to see it.
Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at that. I suppose Aaron Rodgers, he's obviously MVP capable. Specht? What are your thoughts?
Oh, you're
MVP.
asking me? I think, all right, if I had to lock down an answer, I'm going to say, I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers because he's literally like we were talking about earlier, like the MVP has to do with wins. And like, if you look at it, you take Aaron Rodgers off that team, they're like the worst team. Like they're going to be horrible. I don't think they would win without Aaron Rodgers.
I totally agree.
Honorable mention to Russell Wilson. I think he's like tied with Aaron Rodgers, and then a lesser honorable mention to Lamar.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of be wild when I say this one. Well, not really wild, but kind of as a fan. Tom Brady.
Oh
The
no!
Patriots, 8-0. I like him.
Nah.
What has
He's
he
my MVP.
done?
He's my MVP.
Weren't you just talking about like how Jimmy G better quarterback?
His QBR is not his
Yeah,
actual numbers.
Well, QBR is like the all-telling stat of a quarterback. Like when you're ranking quarterbacks, that
And
is
he's
literally
number 10.
it. Literally stands for quarterback ranking.
We're only halfway through the season.
Well,
I
unless he
expect
starts
Brady to pick the
torching
fuck
teams.
up. And I project that to happen.
Is that
Because
your...
at the moment, yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, that's just a horrible MVP.
Oh my god.
Listen.
Okay, Colts at number 2 seed. Shut up, Brett.
Watch. We'll see.
At
We'll
least
see.
Brady's leading the
We
team.
will see.
I know, you asshole.
Specs,
Shit.
who did you pick? I somehow don't remember what you said.
Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, well, moving on to the last but not least pick 'em. Boys, the first game, Vikings at Chiefs. Who we got?
What are our standings at, Austin? How are we doing?
Oh yeah, I got to announce that, don't I? So currently it looks like Specht is still leading the pack at 7-5, and then I'm at a close second.
No, it's not close, but you are 5-7.
And then just doing absolutely awful is Noah and Brett tied for worst.
Dude, you have one more correct than
I
us.
know. You
And
can't
might
say
I say, my Dolphins pick was almost correct if that game lasted one half.
If it lasted one half.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, you're stupid for ever picking the Dolphins. Anyways, why don't you tell us who's going to win the Vikings at Chiefs game, Noah?
Oh, you on me? Yeah, I bet you like that.
Yeah, because you're talking shit. Let's hear it.
Well, I have to commit to me picking the Vikings to the NFC Championship game, especially with Mahomes out. I think the Vikings take this. If the Colts can beat the Chiefs, the Vikings can beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead without Mahomes.
I agree. I think the Vikings are taking that game.
I am with that as well.
All right.
Well,
Brett?
I guess I'm the lone survivor here.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs.
Good.
You're fucking stupid. Jesus Christ.
I'm stupid for picking the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
because of Patrick Mahomes, he's that important to the team.
Yes,
so
he's the
the
reigning
entire
MVP. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Did you see what Matt Moore did?
He lost.
Dude, I'm shaking. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm
Brett.
not like you guys are really high on the Vikings.
That's
and
like being like, what do you mean? The Cavaliers aren't gonna win just because they lost LeBron James? The Chicago Bulls, what? They lost Michael Jordan, so now they're bums. Oh, my chest hurts.
do you know how many other players they have? Frickin' Tyreek Hill. He could
Yeah,
literally
what is
Who
that?
enables those players? Who is the facilitator of the ball? Get it in his hands, Brett.
Kirk Cousins is fucking horrible.
He is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Month. I'll have you know.
On that shit. Like, what are you talking about? Where are your
Oh my
facts
God.
coming from? You picking them out of the toilet, bud?
Can we get like a hot take alarm? Like, please, because
Like, we need some, dude. We
my
need our
house
own
is on
button
fire.
board.
My laptop just burst into flames. That's all.
Someone needs to get an air horn.
It's one game. It's not like I'm saying the Chiefs are gonna literally win out without Patrick Mahomes. It's one game in Arrowhead, and the Chiefs are so good at home.
Is that why they
Not
lost to
enough.
the Colts?
Yeah, that's
right?
why they got held to 10 points by the Colts.
Do you know what Kirk Cousins' record is prime time?
Oh my god, you're really breaking out primetime stats? He played for the Redskins before the Vikings. Shut up, Brett.
Oh man! When Kirk Cousins takes a piss before the game, in the farthest urinal, all the way to the left, and then zips up his zipper with his left hand, and then walks onto the field at exactly 7:27. It's undeniable. He's 0-17.
Oh boy. Yeah, Brett, that's fucking stupid. What game's next, Austin?
Patriots at Ravens. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think the Patriots are still going to defeat the Ravens, although it will be a good game.
And Brett already made that pick earlier.
Yes.
Yep.
Can you reiterate that, Brett?
Yeah, I even have a score too. I have
Oh,
Patriots 31, Ravens 14.
really?
Yeah.
But the Patriots punt 5.5 times a game, and the Ravens only punt 2 point something times a game. Are you sure? That's not enough evidence to support that the Ravens will in fact beat the Patriots.
Austin's very glad we're shitting on someone else other than him right now.
I'm so happy, and it's fun to actually deal it sometimes. You know what I mean? So does everybody have Patriots beating Ravens? I didn't hear much from you guys.
I personally do, yes. Oh, I hear a groan.
I want to really bad, but like I can't. It just I think all right, let me all right. This is their first comparable coach like that actually has a brain. This is their first actual quarterback, their first actual defense, their first like real game.
Yep.
I think it'll be the first team to score for 20, and I think it'll be closer than we're all thinking. But I think I get the Patriots. Fuck it.
Okay, lock them in.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll bring us to the final matchup of the Detroit Lions at the Raiders. We all got.
At the Oakland Raiders. I didn't hear you say it, but okay.
I did say that. What?
Yeah,
All right. Maybe my mic didn't pick it up. I'm sorry.
How funny would it be if we all picked the Raiders?
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I got the Lions. I'm gonna
gotta
tell
be.
you.
It's got to be the Lions.
I got Lions.
Only
Honestly,
just because of how bad the Raiders defense is. Like the Lions is such a good offense. They're just gonna be moving the ball on them.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm picking the Lions. Got to stick to my takes.
There you go. Okay. Oh, you guys didn't write your answers down.
I wrote one of mine. I forgot the rest, but did we all pick all the same games?
Almost, except for Brett picking the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yep. You guys watch. Matt Moore is going to throw for 600 yards.
Brett, I'll say this right now. If the Chiefs win, I'll rescind everything, and you'll be the fantasy god. I'll even acknowledge the Colts as the number 2. That's how fervently I believe that the Chiefs are not winning this game.
Okay, well, I look forward to that.
I also do.
So I just hate picking the Lions because it pisses me off that I'm 1 point away from being 8-4. But that's we'll talk about that next week when I'm when I'm 10-5.
Wow.
Oh, 10-5. He thinks he's going. Okay. All right.
Well,
all right.
Well, shouldn't you be happy? I'm also insinuating you'll be 8-7.
Yeah, true. I suppose. Yeah. So I guess
I
10
would
and 5 it is.
like a 3-game boost because I need that real bad right now.
It would finally make me positive.
I just can't imagine. The Lions game seems to be a lock. The Vikings game, less of a lock, but it's still a lock. And then that Ravens game, I really want to say it, but I'm not gonna. Let's wrap it up. We've been doing this for a while. Oh, fucking Christ, my mic just fell on my dick.
Oh, well, that's a way to wrap it up.
All right, see you later. Bye.
All right. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to 4 Quarters of a Whole Idiot. This is all of us signing off. Again, go ahead and check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. And go to merchroom.com and use discount code 4QWI to get 10% off your purchase of the merch. And we will see you next week.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Vikings.
Go Vikings.